Unbiased Trades here, and today I'm going to be going over market sentiment for December and trade recaps. This is for December. Let me just type it here for you. December 2021. So this is what's happening at the moment. Obviously, we're only 11 days into September. I haven't traded a lot this December simply because I've had uni finals for trimester one, so I've been very busy with that. I still have another exam, I think, in a couple of days. So I'm just doing a short video today. I apologize for it being shorter than normal, but I will try and put in as much useful information as I can. So yeah, let's get into this. So first, I wanted to take you through just how I track market sentiment. Normally, I have more notes than this, but this is just for December at the moment. You know, only 11 days in, and I haven't traded too much. If you're wondering what I use, it's the same thing that I use for other trading purposes or documentation. It's Notion. You can download it for free. It's very useful. It's great. So what I have on the left is the month, and then in the middle I have small caps slash mid caps. I don't really trade big caps like Apple, Tesla, that kind of stuff. I only trade small caps, sometimes a mid cap, but you know, more rare. They are still more rare than I would with small caps. And then lastly, I have questions on the side. So these are questions I've thought about that, you know, that I should be answering for the month. And, you know, if more questions come into my brain, I add them. So at the moment, I'm saying buyers or sellers more in control. Who is underwater the most? Are emotional moves happening? What are freak moves that are happening? And is trapping prevalent? So from the notes for December at the moment, I have lots of low floats under 1 million float runners. I have afternoon traps, lots of SSR low float runners. This is a trend even with November, but at the moment it's still happening. Squeezing through high of day, then dying. I put this as the high liquid setup. If you follow Trade the Matrix, he has this kind of setup, and he has a beautiful Twitter and website where he goes over these kind of setups. I don't personally use them, but I definitely I incorporate them into my setup and use his thinking because I think his thinking is really good. And then I use VWAP respected mainly when it is weak, e.g. big volume red candle crack. So like previous month, VWAP was not being respected at all. VWAP was getting pushed through without any struggles and then, you know, hovering just above it and then dying or going even higher. And that really messed up my setup for one of the entries anyway, because I had VWAP as a good entry normally. I normally aim to, you know, get in pretty much exactly at VWAP and then let it fade down. But I was getting stopped out way more, and that was simply because of market sentiment. I took a good amount of losses because of that, but you know, they were all regulated losses, and that's fine. But you will have those things where just market sentiment goes against you, and you have to realize it, and you have to, you know, either make a new way that makes it kind of work in the market sentiment, or you just, you know, you don't use it. So for me, I did a mix of both. I just didn't use VWAP, and when I did, it was after a huge crack because I saw that, you know, after the stock's already broken, there's been huge selling volume, then it's more respected. So that's what I've been doing. And yeah, I think this is really useful for anyone that's trading. You know, it helps you notice more about the market, makes you more focused on the moves that are happening, and especially, you know, at the end of every single trading day, you should be looking over the charts that would be your setup and, you know, see how they're performing the whole day. You know, are they dying the whole day? Are they running? You know, all those kind of things. Is very important to know what kind of market sentiment you're in. And typically winters are hotter for small caps, and shorting is harder, people say, but I don't think shorting is harder in winter. I think it's, you know, it's way more of a patience game. So yes, I guess in some terms, if you're not patient like me, it is harder, but I don't think that should deter you from shorting things. It's just, you know, you have to be way more patient, and you need to notice trends. Like, you can't be shorting a low float with SSR on. That's just a no-go. If you do that, it's not going to work. And if you, I don't know why you would need to personally, but if you, I don't know, if you had a gun at your head and you had to do it, you have to wait until it's already broken down. You can't be shorting down the front side. You will get squeezed and you will take way too many losses. So yeah, just things to keep in mind, and a reason why every trader should have like a market sentiment document or, you know, way to keep tracking. Next, this is from Day Trading Zoo. I 100% recommend you follow him on Twitter. He is amazing. He's a great resource. And this is a chart he has made using, I think, Polygon API, or maybe with his own statistics. But you can see the general trend of how small caps have been performing recently in December. You can kind of see that there has been some kind of drop before 5:30 for him. So uh, I think that's 11:30 market time. But yeah, there is more chop in the morning, and we can actually work it out. 9:30, 10, yeah, 11:30. There's more chop in the morning, and I've noticed that myself. I normally don't want to trade after 10:30, but it is becoming a bit harder for me to trade at 10:30 at the moment, because in the morning time things are running up, dying a small bit, and then running up even more. And it's really, if your entry is not amazing, you're getting really punished for this. And it's helped me work on my entries more and notice that my entries are a huge issue with my setup. No, not with my setup, sorry, with me. My entries are never patient really, and I take too many quick entries. Nothing too crazy, like I'm not taking 10 entries and then finally getting the right one, but I'm losing money because I take an entry just like 5 minutes before I should normally be getting in, or something like that, or I'm not waiting for confirmation enough. And you know in this kind of market sentiment, those issues really show. Whereas in another one, where if you just enter in the morning in summer with the correct kind of setup, they just die. They just they die pretty much all day, or they just kind of trend line flat. So it's not as painful as it is right now. So yeah, lastly, I just want to take you through a recap, and that's of one of the better trades I did recently, and I was very happy with it. And I was pretty proud of it. I think it was very good. And yeah, so it was on CFVI. The date was the 6th of September, if you want to look at it, and it was the short overextended play for me. It was pretty much an A plus setup. My only regret with this trade is that I didn't hold it longer. But I stuck to my 1 to 2 R, and I think I even almost got 1 to 3 on this. So it was, it played beautifully. But the reason I'm proud is because my entries were very calculated and they weren't impatient at all. Simply, I think the thing that helped with this was that they moved to my entries very quickly, like very, very quickly. This is a 3-minute chart, and you can see, boom, up to my entry, shorted it right at the top, boom, 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 down, goes straight back to, I think, the 0.6 on Fibonacci, and that's looking like a good area to enter, especially because it lines up with pre-market support area as well. And I was like, okay, boom, enter there. And it just went down again. It was just very easy. This is what easy trading looks like. This is not every trade. I think if you become good enough, it can be every trade if you're disciplined enough. But the opportunity cost of that is, the more disciplined you are, the more you have to face with that, you won't be making money on every ticker, on every setup that kind of looks good. You need to be disciplined and waiting. That means okay, for example, a great guy on Twitter. Today, I'm just mentioning all the people I follow on Twitter. Is Theory Trading. He only took 2 trades this week. Can you do that? Can you be disciplined enough to only take 2 trades in the whole week? You're watching every single day, but you only take 2 trades, and he did phenomenally well. I think he's a great trader, but I personally can't do that at the moment, and it sucks to know that I can't. But I'm working on it, and hopefully I'll get to a point where I can do that. But you can't think you can fix your weaknesses overnight. You have to play to your strengths and realize your weaknesses. You need to kind of find some way to combat them or to make them less severe. So those are my lessons for today. I hope you take something out of this. I think it's a very quick video, but it has a lot of value for reading market sentiment, and at the moment for December, if you're trading December. Good luck with the rest of December. It's probably going to be quiet because of Christmas, but yeah, good luck everyone, and I hope your trading goes really well.